And we are live. We were live, but rather, I'm live. Kid and Wifty, how you guys doing? Hope you have been well. Oh, all right. It's time for part 3. Hi, hello, it's me. Greetings, sup, fair tidings, good evening, salutations, and good evening. Hopefully I got them all down pretty quick. All right. Dungeon 1's complete. Dungeon 2 is pretty much complete, with the exception of the rewards. Dungeon 3, however, is going to be a really fun one. All right. I'm going to start setting it up. It's going to require a little bit of drawing, but hopefully we get more people in here. This one should theoretically be very interactive. All right. The only thing we don't have is the entrance for this, which is fine. Somehow, in some way, they will just be magically teleported here. We're going to draw... Yeah, let's do 2 of them. 1 red, 1 blue. Okay. All right. Concept for Dungeon 3. It's time to... I'll type it out. That way people who come in can see what it is and have a good idea about it. Alright, so pretty simple. Relatively speaking, of course. For this dungeon, the main concept is that whatever the party is, they're going to be split into 2 groups. You're going to have people in the blue area. And people in the red area. What are your thoughts on this for a dungeon concept? A maze that requires navigating between the material and the ethereal plane. Yeah, that's actually really solid. That is actually probably the best way to do a maze, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't seen anyone consider that, and that's actually really, really good. By the way, if I sit back like this in my chair, do I sound fine or am I too low? Let me know, guys. But yeah, so it can be easy for... I sound no different? Alright, perfect then. It can be really good for certain classes that have spells that let them go into the ethereal realm. So there's a spell called Blink. And this is what lets you jump into the ethereal plane for a short amount of time. But it lasts for a duration. But that is absolutely perfectly fine. Never be mad if someone uses that spell to navigate through the dungeon. Because that's like the purpose of the mechanic, right? But if you do have someone, they could have the most amount of interaction. So theoretically, you know, here's the maze, there's a door right here, and let's say like a lever that's in the ethereal realm. If someone jumps in, they can pull the lever, pulls the door down, or vice versa. You'll just have to think of ways, whether it's like potions or scrolls or items that gets them to the ethereal realm in case nobody can do it naturally. That's it. Other than that, you have a really good genius idea right there. Okay. Back to the topic. So, we're gonna have each party deployed to two different staging areas. There will be a series of levers on a table. We'll say levers and buttons. People like buttons. Does that work as a button? Should probably be filled. Yeah, that works. So I'm just gonna grab this. Oh, whoops. Cool. My reference is from Silent Hill Origins, which the entire gimmick of the game was willingly swapping from the normal town into the hell and its hell version. Ooh. You'll have to forgive me, I've never actually played Silent Hill to know exactly where you're pulling it from, but it could absolutely work in D&D. What you can also do, if you want to play into it, is... what are they called? Here they are. Put these in there. These are called phase spiders, and they exist within the ethereal realm. So, you could have the maze be filled with these guys. And essentially what ends up happening is, when you go to the ethereal realm, you can interact with things more and have things easier, but you gotta fight these things. Phase spider. Definitely a great thing to put. Let me put... we are alive. Alright, another series of different levers and different buttons. No, I just want this. There we go. Okay, I definitely messed up somewhere. There we go. Problem solved. Oh, problem not solved. This isn't the right one. Whatever. I'm getting hung up on this. Okay. Alright, let's get into it. So, I'm just going to fill these up myself. Each side, we'll say, has a big red button that does different things. A little too much. All right, but yeah, I would 100% add those ones in. Okay. One second, I'm gonna take off my hoodie. Alright, this is the concept for Dungeon 3. I think before we jump into it, we think about the concepts for the other dungeons. And I think because tonight's going to be a shorter stream, we actually lay out the concepts of the dungeons for the week and then build them up. Dungeon 4. So, Kid, is this ethereal maze something you want to design as a solo adventure on your part, or do you want us to do it as a stream for Dungeon 4? We can absolutely do it together, but if you want to solo project it, more power to you. I was suggesting it as an open thing. Alright, yeah, we could put it as Dungeon 4. So, the concept, as you said, is... I guess we'll highlight it with a white drawing. That's just more design. You said it was a maze. And then we can showcase it. Turns into the ethereal realm. Real quick. And then I think what we do is any representation that has one line that's white and one line that's blue has a mixture. Different stuff you see in the ethereal realm, different stuff you see in blue. Although what we could also do is just lay out the maze normally, but then put different stuff in white. That would be for the ethereal realm. So like this trapdoor is here, but you would only see it if you're in the ethereal realm. That is option 2. Hear me out. The dungeon is separate between the material and ethereal planes, but are connected via water. So puddles in the ground will reflect into the other world, allowing them to communicate. No sound can pass through, whatever. Ooh, okay. So we'll have like puddles of water. Let's go for like a darker blue. Is this just straight up water? Oh, look at that. Ain't it pretty? So we can have puddles of water. And if people use the puddles creatively, they can see reflections that go into the ethereal realm. You can mirror the dungeon on both sides, and certain sides can interact with the other one in certain ways to let the other side get through. Yeah, it's definitely like the concept of what we're thinking about, how to interact them. Yeah, exactly. So like your example, a lever in the ethereal plane opens up a door in the physical one. The question is more of like, when we draw the layout of this design, do you guys like the idea more of drawing the structure in white, but then drawing it... Well, actually, okay, I'm going to make the decision. It's all going to be blue because we want them to interact with each other. Yeah, so let me actually just erase this part. And then we're going to draw stuff in white if it can only be used in the ethereal realm. I think this is where we go crazy and draw the zigzagging. Actually, no. Draw stuff in green or red for the material world. It's a good point. I actually didn't consider this. What's a good color for ethereal? I guess green. Green's not bad for like material stuff. It's like if we theoretically put a door here. Yeah, that works. It looks nice. Alright. So, Dungeon 4. I was thinking about Actually, we'll consider it later, probably when we design it. Ethereal realm. Is that what you want to call it? Yeah, sure. You can absolutely give it a name. Whoa, that just got weird. All right. Dungeon 5. Wifty, do you have any ideas? Kid brought up a really great one. Let me go to my old idea. Remind me what it was. Keep in mind, dungeons don't exactly have to be in a dungeon under somewhere. They're just more of like a pretty vague word for like an instance that involves a series of challenges. So, I was thinking, by the way, as far as the level of content, making the dungeons with chat has been probably the most amount of fun. And I'm thinking about expanding it for other things. So, I'm gonna use you two as a guinea pig idea real quick. Are you guys interested in expanding this out to like quests and stuff like that? Designing a quest together? Some sort of dimension that is void-like in nature. Maybe set in an endless plane or space or similar construct. The islands are void-like. Do you want to do then like kind of like I can actually use this marker. Okay, there's a obvious better way to do that. Theoretically, if they're in space. And are you saying you want like different islands around here? Oh, that just deletes it. That's weird. Dungeon 5 www. Okay. So pretty much what I'm thinking is maybe you're talking about like floating rocks in space kind of thing. And then they can be connected through like bridges or chains or something. Ruinous in nature. Yeah, this can actually be pretty cool. Nothing. Welcome. No worries. Did you see the items? I saw that there were homebrew stuff posted. I've not exactly looked at them just yet. I just remember seeing something about a nuke, and I was like, I don't think I will put that as a reward, but it does sound funny. So my idea for stuff chat could be build our quest town cities and maps. Yeah. So I think I just said mention quest. So the D&D idea bank, pretty much, is that we expand this out to do quests together. I think designing towns and cities can be fun. That's a good one. BBGs could be good. We've done maps when I first started, and it is fun, but I feel like it's more interactive on my land, or my part, than your guys' part. And so the only thing is that I definitely like these things more because I feel like you guys can have a lot easier time putting your input in. Can you make the mustard gas room? Sure. We'll put it in. But the purpose for this stream, because I know Sunday nights is usually it's the last bit of the weekend. People aren't usually going to be on because it's going to be a weekday tomorrow. Our plan is to roadmap what we're going to do for this week. So we have 2 dungeons right now. I think after Dungeon 5, we jump into quests. You underestimate my sleep schedule's ruined. I'm there with you, trust me. So for the next 2 streams, we'll probably finish up these dungeons and then go into quest. Although I could also filter it. Actually, yeah, it's a better idea. All right, stream. So pretty much we're gonna filter between the different ones. We'll jump between dungeons to quests, to dungeons to towns to dungeons, stuff like that. 4 hours in coffee, a whole lot of coffee. YouTube land is quite grand, much less ads and much more pleasurable watching experience. I'm glad to hear that. I get 0 ads here. Yeah, it is a little bit of a weird situation with Twitch when they play like 6. What they used to play, like 3 ads on someone's stream when you try to go in. And if you're not a partner or something, I don't think you get any of that money. Such is the nature. Oh, we have 3 dungeons that we made. Okay. I just like it because YouTube chat is really laggy for some reason. Yeah, that was something that Nothing keeps saying. It's like about a 30-second delay. But everybody on the Twitch side says that it's about like 6 seconds. I think if I had to guess, it's probably because if I streamed straight to YouTube, there would probably be no delay, but because I stream to a third-party client that then streams to Twitch and YouTube, that it's probably built more for Twitch and can do it a little bit better. Looks like the Void and Risk of Rain 2. It's actually a pretty good comparison. Also, welcome, Joey. Hope you're doing well. YouTube chat turns into a gray box every time I send a message too. Yeah, plus and minus for both areas. Yeah. Yeah, it's really strange. The debate between Twitch and YouTube streaming is a pretty big argument. I have not really streamed enough to know the difference between the two in its entirety. It seems like Twitch is probably easier for the streamer, while YouTube is easier for the viewer. Is probably how I feel about it right now. But I could be entirely wrong on... I'm sure people who stream way more than me could have different opinions. Alright, so... we have 3 dungeons set up. We could... Alright, let us... I think the best thing to do is to... Do we want to design one of these dungeons right now? The main thing is Twitch is focused purely on streaming and YouTube does a lot of things. Yeah, that's a pretty good point, because I mean the thing is that like discoverability is way better on YouTube, because I can upload like a video, and then if somebody watches the video, they can also see that it says that I'm live, and then they can be like, oh, let me tune in, is the idea at least. But with Twitch, you definitely have this thing of like, it's only this, and if you try to jump into a list of streamers, there are so many of them all over the place. And if you have low viewership, they have to scroll way down to find you. It's crazy. Nothing. Thank you for following on Twitch. Looks like you switched sides. I'm not going to give you any smack for that. If I had to be honest, I care more for your guys' experience to be the best, and if it means you don't get a chat delay, that is more important to me. I am everywhere, indeed. Josh, hope you are doing well. We do... If there is a promise of cookies, it is provided by Kid, not by B. Okay, so we have planned out our next 3 dungeons. For everyone just joining, we will design one of these dungeons. I think we do dungeon 3. However, next stream, while we're still going to keep doing dungeons together, we're going to filter this into other aspects as well. We will be designing quests together. This will probably happen next stream. We will be designing towns and cities. You know what? I'm gonna flip it on the other side. We're gonna do towns and cities first, because that's usually easier to design a quest once you have the town and the city. So next stream, we're going to be making a town together. And then every other stream, we will filter back to dungeons in this until we kind of get a good balance. Trader? Who's the trader? Okay. Alright, so let's get into talking about Dungeon 3. As explained right here, the party will be split into 2 different groups. Each group has a series of control panels that the players can interact with to deploy different creatures and conditions to the battle stage right here. Dibs on coming up with the first towns concept. Sounds good. With these town. I'm not trader, you just have to fully realize the power of Twitch's lack of chat delay. It is super interactive in that sense. You know, I really feel like something, there is a very famous popular YouTuber streamer, his name's DougDoug, and he has these things called Twitch versus YouTube wars sometimes, because he has some of his viewers on Twitch and YouTube, and I've never seen someone actually incorporate that idea to an extent, and it's been so good to see. I love Doug. Yeah, he has amazing content. If you guys don't know him, go check him out. Huge, huge fan. However, I thought about it for a second that for a split second I thought designing a dungeon where YouTube is in charge of the first half and Twitch is in charge of the second half would be pretty funny, but the chat delay might ruin it just a little bit. Would be cool if we did. Yeah, that's exactly kind of what I was thinking right here. Very much so. Hey, what am I doing? You're all switching sides. Yeah, it does. It does indeed suck. You know that one meme that's like, I play both sides to make sure I always come out on top? Yeah, that's the thing that it requires. Chat delay is only a problem if chat is not huge, if that makes sense. Because, I mean, if you have hundreds of messages being sent anyways, it's not like you can read every single one. That's why it's an idea in the bank, in the vault. Alright, so what we need to do here, more of you guys as the chat, is we need to decide what these different interactions will do, what monsters can be deployed, what effects can happen. This dungeon is essentially a time for the players to almost play as the DM. It's almost like kind of like a Warhammer game, right? Or Pokemon Duel. They are deploying different stuff, and those stuff will. Okay, actually, you know what? This is actually a pretty good idea. We are pretty balanced, at least what I see. We have 4 people on YouTube, 3 people on Twitch. For those of you that are jumping on both, I need you to choose one, okay? Team YouTube, you guys are going to be right here on red side. And then we're going to have Twitch right here. Okay. Pretty much, whenever you guys give a recommendation, if you give a recommendation you're on Twitch side, it goes to these people's control panel and what they can deploy. If you type it in you're on YouTube, this is how it becomes. For those of you that are on both, I see you guys, alright? The first thing I see you give a recommendation to, I'm locking you on that side. There's no playing both sides here. We're not allowing that. It's clever. Alright. Let me explain this further. YouTube chatters is offered to red team, while Twitch chat is offered to purple team. Now, this should not theoretically, this should not have a factor with the chat delay on YouTube side, because you guys can still, as long as you give a recommendation, it's going in there. Now we need to talk about the different things you guys can put in, okay? spells that can be deployed. Yeah, let's do that. I need to... I need to update the title. All right, this is it. This is officially Twitch versus YouTube chat. Builds a D&D dungeon. Do we have our sides? Give me, it's 11:50 right now. At 11:55 we start this. So make sure you are on your side that you prefer. If you send a recommendation and you're on both, I'm taking the first one you guys put in. So if you send me a message on YouTube chat and you're also on Twitch, I'm putting you on YouTube team. To balance this out in case we are outnumbered, this is how it's going to work. Each team is going to take turns giving their recommendation. It will go by each person, probably. Could that be fair? Let me think about this. Yeah. It's impossible to have you guys communicate on what you vote for. So I'm going to take turns going through each person on each team. That way, if it's a... if you're outnumbered, it doesn't matter. It just goes back to you guys. You get more turns, actually. If anything, that's a little bit of an advantage because you can be more concise. Four minutes. All right. One second. I think this is a perfect time to bring out some nice RuneScape music. All right, 3 minutes. I'm actually going to delay it. I gave you guys way too much time. In 1 minute, we start this. Okay. We're gonna have to put a little bit of randomness here. Let's add a chessboard in which Twitch side controls white and YouTube side controls black. This is a great idea. Hold up. We are going to do this next. After we design this dungeon, stay tuned, everyone. We're gonna do chess. I'm gonna do the same concept, take turns, and you're gonna tell me what your move is. Yeah. Okay. All right. Check Discord. What's going on in Discord? You choose the Discord side? Discord, sadly, I don't have it integrated. It's easy for me to check one part with chat right there, then navigate between things. I'm sorry, but the Discord panel is banned. There will be no decording in this fight. Perhaps in the future. Alright, team. It's 11:53. We start this. I'm going to need to use a dice for two things. One, to see which team starts, as well as each time it's someone's turn, I'm going to have it roll a d4, and that will decide which of these you get to make. This does two things. One, it is random, and two, it also requires you to be a little quick on your feet. I think in the spirit of D&D and how hard it can be, you will have 2 minutes. So let's put the rulings here. Okay? We will take turns between each member of the teams. On your turn, a d4 will be rolled to determine which option you can add. You have 2 minutes to add something, or your turn is skipped. Yes. Yeah, this is fair. This is totally fair. If you don't think it's fair, that's -1 point for you. What do points do? We'll figure it out at the end. All right. YouTube, are you ready? Twitch, are you ready? For a while, you guys have been friends, but now you guys are enemies. All right. 1 second. I need to get some things ready. Perfect. All right. The coin flip. Do we have a team captain? I haven't thought about this. Assign a team captain, guys. I'm willing to accept the first person to, We might face delays, but we make decisions quick. This is true. This is why I made it 2 minutes. Alright. Wifty and Josh were the first ones to speak up. Being a team captain's only going to matter in this one situation. We're going to need to decide who is heads and who is tails. But because Wifty spoke first, I'm going to say Wifty's heads. Josh, you are tails. I will say the team captain can do one thing. You guys are free to give one reroll at a discussion. If one of your players, the D4 comes in and they get monsters and they can't do monsters well, you can use your one reroll to have them reroll to a different one. Alright, here we go. Tails. Josh, you are first. First, we will need to decide what you can make. Going up on the board. I'm sorry, Wifty. It was already predetermined. 4. You are making a spell. Freeze Ray, Slow Beam. Is this really your option? I don't know if you pre-typed that or you are just quick on the trigger. You have 2 minutes. Starting the timer once my phone gets me the timer. Right now. Alright, you have a little bit of advantage because it took me a second, but your 2 minutes start now. Let me know if Freeze Ray was what you were going with. Scuff dice rolls? A little bit. I can't roll, if I roll in person, it doesn't show anything. I need you guys to see it. Yes, anyone agree? It doesn't matter if they agree. It is your decision. I need a final confirmation that you are saying Freeze Ray. Is Freeze Ray... okay, hold up. I don't know if Freeze Ray is actually a spell. I think you... Are you thinking of Ray of Frost? This is Ray of Frost. I think this is the closest thing to it. There's no Freeze Ray. Do you want this or Fireball? You have 1 minute. Ray of Frost. All right. All right. We now go into the Twitch side. We will start with Wifty as the team captain. We will roll the d4. Two. Wifty, you get to make an item. Items are going to be a little vague. Don't be afraid to be vague. You can say something... By the way, your timer starts now. You could start something as a healing potion, a scroll that shoots a random spell, a sword that can slash someone's head off. Keep in mind, the players aren't getting these items. It's given to the monsters that are fighting each other. Shield that can block one thing, guaranteed once per long rest. Shield of blocking one attack. That's what we're going to call it right now. Confirm that this is it. It can block anything once. Sounds good. Very effective. We're now jumping into the YouTube side. We're going to go with nothing. Nothing, you were next. We're rolling. 4. Another spell to YouTube team. This is crazy. Alright, nothing. You have 2 minutes. Starting now. I need you to give me a spell. Can it block their turn? It will effectively undo their turn. Because if they attack them with something, they can use the shield to just block it. Alright. Power word kill. Sounds good. We never said there was a limit on the spells. Good job. We now fall into Twitch side. Alright, kid. I hope you're here. You haven't said anything in a second. It is your turn. If anyone is here, I'm going to need you guys to start typing. I need to see who's active in the chat. Kid, you are next. We're going to go ahead and roll the d4. Let's see what we get. A legendary 3, our first 3. And that is going to have you make a weather condition. You can be as creative as you want to be. It can be something as giant monkeys in tantrums come down from clouds and start smacking everybody, to just simply as it rains. You have 2 minutes. Now, some of you might say there's some unfair bias. If you kept track of the time, you will notice that the 2 minutes is not entirely consistent, and you are right. Because I have to reach to my phone and click it, and sometimes I'm a little bit delayed on that. But the advantage will balance out on both sides. Sudden black floor of ice, 50 feet. Sounds good. Sudden black ice floor. 50-foot radius. Perfect. That on your turn, we jump into the YouTube strike. Alright, Joe, you are next. Joe, confirm you are here, and I will roll the d4. Give it about 27 seconds, guys, for the YouTube delay. I can actually just roll the d4, probably. I'm going to take a gamble. I'm going to say he's here. Wow. Dude. No shot you guys keep getting spells. This is the third spell for the YouTube side. Alright, Joe. You have 2 minutes starting now. I need you to give me a D&D spell. It seems like YouTube side is just designed to have just a bunch of spellcasters. Here's the thing. We need to hope some monsters are going to come out, because you guys can have all these spells but no monsters to cast them. Give me a spell, Joe. You guys can absolutely listen to your team if you want. Keep in mind, it's a team game, not a solo game. So, if one of your teammates gives you something you like, go for it. Sleep, but at 5th level. Sounds good. 5th level sleep. We jump back into the Twitch side. Who am I missing on Twitch? We got Kid. We got Wifty. Seems that's about it. At least that I'm seeing. Yeah. Alright. Wifty, it's gonna go back to you. Let's go ahead and roll the d4. Moment of truth. Alright. Twitch team gets their first spell. Wifty, you have 2 minutes on the clock. Wish sounds good. I think we're going to have to add a new restriction right now. A limit on how many 9th level spells we can have. Is there only 2 people on Twitch? I think so. According to the thing, it says 5, but I only see 2 people typing. Rulings, we'll say there can only be 5 9th level spells for both teams. This is just to stop, obviously, any spell going to 9th level. Can we make rulings as things go along? There was no ruling that says we can't. That was the end of Wifty's turn. We're going back to YouTube. And I think we go back to Josh. I'm going to go ahead and roll. Will they break the curse? They will. You guys get your first monster. Josh, you have 2 minutes to give me a monster. A giant ape. Sounds good. What party is going to go to those dungeons? We have no idea just yet. Alright. Twitch. It's back to your turn. Kid. The ball's going to be in your court. 1. It is your turn to make a monster. I'm fine with hammering out the rules as we go along. Yeah, absolutely. We need to. It's our first time doing it. He says it can't be homebrewed. You could definitely just think of a homebrew thing, alright? If you say you want to put King Kong in there, or Godzilla, screw it. However, call them by different names, because I'm not trying to catch a copyright. We're gonna have a giant ape that goes apeshit spells. Exactly. A Hydra. Sounds good. Hydra is an excellent choice. We go back to YouTube. Who did we do last time on YouTube? We did Josh, so now it's back to nothing. Alright, nothing. A legendary 3. You get to make a weather condition. Yep. Alright, nothing. 2 minutes on the clock. Counting. What does Twitch have? Better memory than you. Here they are. One minute and 30 seconds on the clock, nothing. You have to make a weather condition. What if things break and thus the players have to fight the remaining monsters? It's an absolute possibility. Multi-dimensional weather randomly makes people teleport. Sounds good. Teleporting storm. That's what we're going to call it. Alright. You go back to Twitch. This goes back to Wifty. We roll the d4. Fingers crossed. It's a 2. I believe that's an item. Yep, Wifty, you're free to make an item. There we go. But chaos. Keep in mind, all effects happen at the stage floor, right? You are theoretically having creatures over here fight each other. A nuclear bomb. Sure. All right. We now jump back onto YouTube. I believe it goes back to Joe. Yes. Yeah. Joe, you have the responsibility of making probably another spell. Nope, you get to make a monster. All right, Joe, 2 minutes on the clock. Using my weapon against me. Tragic. One minute and 25 seconds on the clock, Joe. I'm gonna put on my desktop audio so you guys can hear the dice. Mimic of the players, but if they hit it, they hit themselves. Sounds good. It's gonna be a mimic of the monsters. Keep in mind, we are having the players are safe in their little boxes. You guys are the monsters are fighting each other, but shape shifting or mimic that. Essentially reflects damage back. That's the best way I could put it. My kid is going to be typing on my behalf while I fold laundry. That's a good, efficient way to do it. Plus the mimic chases after them. Sounds good. Also, chases. Alright. Kid, you are up next. It is your turn to make a monster. You have 2 minutes. Counting. Oh. You know, so far the nuclear bomb is pretty much, isn't there that one card in Magic the Gathering that just, like, wipes out the entire board? That is pretty much a verbatim what it's gonna be. Alright, you got this, kid. 1 minute and 35 seconds. No pressure, but if you don't put a good monster, you know, it's probably gonna be pretty demoralizing, which will result in you guys making terrible decisions, and then they're gonna win, and then it's gonna be really embarrassing, and then we're gonna clip it and post it, so like thousands of people are gonna see it, and they'll probably just bully you. But no pressure. You have 1 minute and 5 seconds. The Great Dragon of Tiamat, because Orcus is already involved. Sounds good. So, just straight up Tiamat. I am cool with this. To trigger the spells, we need a way for them to trigger. Mainly the idea, as far as now, we'll think about it later. But whenever they pull a panel, it just does a random effect out of these. Alright. We now go back to YouTube. I believe it goes back to Josh's turn. Yeah. Alright, Josh. You are responsible for making another monster. Man, we have not gotten a spell in a while. You guys hit them pretty much for the rest of the game at the start. I'm convinced you guys are never getting a 4 again. Alright. 2 minutes on the clock. Oh yeah, I could see the during stream Discord chat if that's what you're talking about. One second, I need to look. No worries. You have... Oh my god, I did not press start on the timer. And I was not keeping track, so you are insanely lucky. I'm sorry, Twitch. That was a done goofed on my part. Well, looks like YouTube will die. 1 minute and 15 seconds. Well, here's the thing. The nuke is not like it nukes everything. It just nukes what's on the board, right? So the idea is that if they get the nuke like round 1, that's it. It's just wasted. And if they also get the nuke and it happens to be like the giant ape, not a big deal. If you lose that over something else. Such as what Josh just put, the Ancient Time Dragon. With Gravity Breath. I've never even heard about that, but sure. Gravity Breath sounds insane. Well, everything within a 6,800 mile radius. I mean, it's like... You know... It's D&D logic. The dungeon's somewhere in the different dimension realm thingy. Alright, goes back to Wifty's turn. Wifty, you're responsible for making another item. Oh. Your timer starts. Oh, whoops. I'm gonna have to, close Discord just because I don't want you guys to hear it and think you're getting messaged. Because I know I get annoyed every time that happens. And then I try to search for what messaged me for like 5 minutes. So I will be off of Discord for just a little bit. Wifty, you have 1 minute and 15 seconds. No, you're completely fine. It was more on my stream. I just allowed for desktop audio so you guys can hear the dice spin. Would item is a fortress qualify? Yeah, I could absolutely allow that. If you want just like a straight up fortress, like a mini fort spawns. Yeah, that could be allowed. Something like that. It's like kind of like the towers. Yeah, I'll just mute the server. Hopefully, I just remember how to turn it back on, or else I am definitely in trouble. All right. 9 seconds. Since you said typing on the behalf, I'm going to assume that the fortress item is what's going to be said. Fortress. Alright, we're jumping back to YouTube. I believe it's Nothing's turn on YouTube. Right? Who said the dragon? Was it Josh? I believe Josh did the dragon. Yes. Alright, Nothing. It's your turn. Alright, Nothing. You are responsible for an item. Go ahead and make an item. You have 2 minutes on the clock. We have a double agent. He is on YouTube team. I did say if anyone is on both streams, the first thing you type in is that one. The one they used in the Humber section. Is it the Dancing Rapier? That one? You're gonna have to tell me the name of it real quick. You have 1 minute and 10 seconds. No, the MK17. Oh, your version of the nuke. Sure. Also a nuke. We'll say a second nuke. So, sounds good. All right. Twitch chat. It goes to Kid. You are responsible for a monster. 2 minutes on the clock. While you think about this, there's something important to say. We are starting to get a crazy amount of items, relatively speaking. We still need a lot more though. But at some point when the condition comes, we're going to go back to spinning a coin. What flipping the coin will do is that each time it's someone's turn, if it's heads, you get to keep going. If you get tails, your team is done adding items. This is further RNG that some teams might be able to get more stuff in there. A purple worm. Sounds good. I'm gonna assume you mean a giant worm and not just like a normal worm. But unless you mean just a normal purple worm, we could put that. Alright, YouTube. It goes to Joe's turn. We are going to check out what that is right now. Joe, you need to make an item. You have 2 minutes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sounds good. We will absolutely end this. This is really cool. All right, Joe. 1 minute and 15 seconds. The King Dreamworm for Adventure Time. Adventure Time is a good show. Have you guys seen it? I have never watched it. Hey, another 100 messages. Thank you so much. Joe, you have 40 seconds. Probably a diffuser for the nuke, but it detonates instead. So, like a false diffuser. This could be maybe Big Brain, depending on how it goes. Alright. You got a Twitch? Nothing, you are... Oh, there we go. Alright, it falls back to Wifty. Oh. We do indeed have a proxy war. Wifty, you are responsible for making another monster. Twitch is getting jam-packed with monsters. Requires a DC of 20 for them to know it's scuffed. Yeah, that's actually... intelligence to know it's fake. We're both nuclear superpowers, so the only way to win is a Cold War. It's not the only way to win, but... it's a way. Alright, Wifty. Wifty declares the Dungeon Master. I'll probably have to ban that one. It's a really good idea, pretty clever, but I am very... one of my major rules in D&D is never to put the Dungeon Master in there. For my personal rules, so I can't allow that one. However, you still have 1 minute and 23 seconds to think about something. We'll put that as another ruling. You can't add the DM as one of the monsters. Bonus points for the creativity though. 53 seconds. It's important to stay neutral. Kronos, the god of time. That works. Alright. Fall into... back going towards Josh's turn. Josh, you are responsible for a legendary spell. Back to the number 4s. But we could add a clone of the DM to the game. Not the original copy. Gamers. Gamers, we can't spin around it. I'm sorry. Look, there's multiple players, but there's only one DM. Now, if someone said a clone of the player, that could be allowed. Like, legitimately the player themselves just getting added in there. It would definitely break the fourth wall, but it would be extremely funny. Smite 5.5 just to piss off Midnight. Yeah, that'll definitely get me. Yeah, if you add that 1-0, maybe I will revoke this rule for them. The only thing I will do is change that spell and then go back. Alright, Josh. 1 minute and 15 seconds to give me a spell. He can't die, he's too strong. Only pretty much another deity can kill him, so I choose a spell to backstab. I'm gonna assume it's a spell that stabs him in the back with a sort of a god-slinging dagger. How do we write this? Yeah, that could be an item. I mean, I could say it's a spell to attack a deity. There is 10 seconds left, so I'm going to say spell kill deity. Alright. It is chaos, but keep in mind, they have to randomly get this in the series of how it goes. But you guys are also, I am staying fair to this. Chat makes the dungeon, alright? Not me. This is how you guys want to balance it. Alright. This is gonna go to Kid. We need you to make another monster. Man. The 4s on YouTube side with the 1s on Twitch side. So many poisons to keep track in 2nd edition. Yeah, I'm kind of a fan of, like, you know, the only type of poison that we talk about is it kills you. Makes it really easy. Rakshasa. I have not even heard about that one. Let's look up what it is. Actually sounds kind of cool. Ooh, okay. Very cool. All right. All right. It'll fall into YouTube side. Nothing. It is your turn. And you get an item. We are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think once we get to 15, we start rolling the dice. And by that, I just mean flip the coin. The Ring of 3 Wishes. Sure. Alright. Going back to the other side. Wifty, you are up. Four, you get to make a spell. Alright, Wifty. Just any kind of spell. Time stop. Sounds good. Great spell. Yeah. Alright. We go back to... is it Joe? Yeah, it's Joe's turn. Joe, you need to make... What was 3? Oh, weather condition. Alright, we haven't gone 3 in a while. Get as creative as you'd like. You have 2 minutes on the clock. No worries. Have a good night, Wifty. Thank you for staying. Have a great rest. Lava Rain? No, wait. Sorry, I thought Joe typed up. One minute on the clock, Joe. Yeah, I can allow a switch to make it 2-2. Fog that inflicts exhaustion. Further exposure leads to more. Sounds good. Exhausting fog. Alright. It'll go to Kid's turn. I will say after this, because it is also getting late, you need to make a monster, by the way. You have 2 minutes. After this one, we would have completed a set, because YouTube started first. We are going to start rolling the flipping of the coin. Alright, kid. I believe in you. Bring it home. Pretty deadly with the fog. Yeah, you already gave it to me. I was planning for the stream to be just about an hour. For us to kind of get a game plan, build it together. Oh, good choice. An Arcanoloth. Alright. These should be even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wait, hold up. Did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, okay. We are not going to flip a coin. A little more RNG, but what is D&D without RNG? This will pretty much determine if your team gets to add another. Heads, you get to keep going. Tails, you are done for. Alright. YouTube, you guys are done for. Everything on the board is what it will be on the board. We are not going to flip the coin for Twitch. Twitch is also done. At a staggering 12. Nothing, you did not have to switch sides. It did not come up. These are the options that can come up on the board. The Twitch versus YouTube dungeon is complete. Gamers, architects, viewers, I hope you guys had fun. It is 12:39 a.m., which means I will have to call it a night, but I will be live tomorrow. Hopefully the day after that. Hopefully a lot of nights on the weekends. Stay tuned on the Discord to see when I go live. And I also am hopefully going to have a video posted this week. Alright, everyone. Once again, thank you for participating. Unmute Discord. Yeah, I will have to at the end of this. Everybody have yourselves a great night. Thank you for reminding me to unmute the Discord. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, have a great cup of coffee.